We will rise again to glory then, soar into the sky. If you stop and see, then you just might believe. We're unstoppable, powerful, enough to beat the odds. If you love me, you will see the flames inside of me.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to Seduce Me. And we're gonna continue, and though I just realized my crop is a little off, so we're gonna fix that. Here we go. And load. And load. I'm actually gonna move my microphone real quick away from my computer to stop that buzzing sound that was happening in the last recording. There we go. Stuff down. Dog's gonna shake herself. Okie dokie. Gonna pet the dog that just walked away from me. It was the 16th, and I assume it was this one. Yep, dog. Why? Ah! Give me a hug, pup. Oh, squish. Okay, go away. I gotta go make love to a demon. Shoo, 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 shoo. She's standing on my bed just staring at me. Okay, okay. I can pet you while I make love to a demon. Don't look at me with that innocent face of yours. I needed to hold him and treat the night like it was a blast. Tomorrow was unpredictable. Stop rubbing your face against me. But tonight was guaranteed. A wave of carnal need rushed through me, needing to indulge. Lily, we're gonna indulge. Needing to indulge all I could. Don't knock over my phone. Don't knock over my phone. Indulge all I could tonight. It was stupid to believe that tomorrow would... Stop it. Tomorrow could have been our last day alive, but reality scared us. She is rolling all over my bed and hitting everything with her big ass head. Wrapping yourself around a cord. Good lord. Literally last alive, but reality scared me. I was scared and I needed to release that fear in Sam's arms. We needed to rock as if we needed to rock as if the world was ending because we didn't know if it would. Will you stop rubbing your face all over my stuff? Don't put your paw up here. I'm gonna hold your paw while I do this. Ew, she licked me. I gripped onto Sam's jacket and pulled him close to me, slamming my lips into his. Just smack. Feeling him gasp against our kiss, he stared. Fine, give up on me, dog. He stared wide-eyed at me for a moment before gripping to my waist, hard, and returning my kiss. He was feeling the same. I could feel the tremors of his own concern rumble beneath his fingertips as they gently dragged themselves along my waist and buried themselves under my clothes. So this isn't like, we'll make it sex. This is, I'm fucking scared sex. I pulled away slightly, panting as I burned my gaze into his eyes. That name I can't pronounce. His eyes flashed a gold color at the sound of his true name. I would use it and call it over and over to make him drive me into a blissful night we desperately needed. His grip on me tightened as I leaned in nose to nose, repeating it in a husky tone. That's my husky tone. How do you like it? Sexy. A carnal snarl escaped Sam's lips before he roughly cupped a hand behind my head and pulled me into a hard kiss, growling lustfully against my lips. Ooh, animalistic! I groaned at the feeling, the gates of our control flying open, and we let it all in. Poor James and his wife's on the other side of the wall, like they're doing it again. Kids. Okay. It almost became too easy tearing Sam's clothes off his... Okay. Tearing Sam's clothes off his body. It was definitely easier for him to strip every last article off my body and take in the sensation of our skin-to-skin contact. The heat dancing over our skins became almost unbearable as he marched me to the bed and... Where were we before? Wait. I totally forgot. And pinned me down. Now you stay there. Biting over my lip before planting nips over my neck and shoulder. I would bear the love bites and hickeys. Thanks. He was painting over my skin with pride. All I cared about was feeling him within my arms and screaming his name. I always worry about, like, people walking by my door and hearing me read this. I'd feel so judged if somebody overheard me reading this out loud. It's like, is she reading 50 Shades of Grey out loud? His name as we finally passed the point of no return. She really explains it like, we are past the point of no return. There was no going back now. His demon name spurred him on. I bit my tongue and there's something on the end of my tongue. It's making it hard to talk. Skyrocketing the passion between us as I let it fall from my name between my... I remember how to say that word, yet I can't. Give me a second. Oh. Okay, I got this. Don't worry. I'm learning. I'm learning. I swear. There are just some words I just don't know how to pronounce. Okay. Oh, no. Can you say it a little louder, darling? Sound up on my phone. There we go. Okay, do it again. Do it again. Fuck, I turned it all the way off. Okay, do it again. Euphoric. I'm just gonna keep this open. I had to close Pokemon Go for that. Euphoric cries of pleasure. Really hope that's right. His fingers clawed over my back as my own gripped his shoulders hard, returning the favor. Hopefully it's much of a favor. My name fell from his own lips between his hard and loving kisses over my neck and shoulder. As he finally clamped my lips into silence us both, we became unhinged and soared through multiple peaks of ecstasy. Ugh. I could barely remember how many we rushed through, but our emotions were running high, and the beautiful afterglow that awaited us gave us a soft descent into a blissful haze into each other's arms. We both were hurting, aching from the amount of energy we released in our lovemaking. I'm not feeling awkward at all, but thankful in the end that we did. We didn't even need to speak as we held each other close and let the night consume us. My heart was filled with Sam, and I became slowly protective of my love for him. If tomorrow was going to be a test against death, then it was a test I would succeed in. I would not let the Demon Lord or anyone take Sam away from me again. I love you. Name I can't pronounce. Wait. I wonder if I should let Google Translate try to say that name for me. Google Translate. Got this. I got this, guys. I got this. Aomaris. Okay.
Almarize.
What the fuck?
Almarize.
That is sexy. Say my name.
Almarize.
Damn it, you totally ruined my joke. Tomorrow would decide everything. Tomorrow has come. The day of the siege had finally dawned. We had arrived at the Demon Lord's castle, and we were as ready as we could be. Many armies bearing different banners and colors washed over the ground before the castle, ready to rush in and lay waste to the Demon Lord and the remainder of his forces. All of us shared a common enemy, and, upon his demise, would all finally know some sort of peace. Even during the roll call of the major generals, the air became full of determination and pride.
Mirth! Avarice! Nausea! Fiorna! Aradum!
Sexto! Each name called became a mark on history. This was the war to bring freedom or destruction to the demon world. If the rebellion didn't win this fight, then this war would never end. If the rebellion won, then the world would become united in a hopefully peaceful rule. The hour before the battle was set to take place. My thoughts instantly ran back to our final meeting in Lilith Castle. I did it! Diana had pulled the leaders and us together, instructing us on how exactly to proceed.
Zero, you will be joining Shadow and Sergeant in the front, taking care of the main army head-on. I expect that you will come out of it alive.
Or else!
Yes, my lady.
Rabbit, Faye, you are in charge of range attacks and defense. We cannot allow any of those blasted imps getting to us from behind.
Yes, ma'am!
As Diana looked to me, I grew slightly fearful. I had to get into the Demon Lord's castle, but how exactly did Diana plan on getting me there?
You and your fiancé will take the side route straight to the castle.
Wait, huh?
We've organized our army to have our strongest on the front lines and against the tree line, giving us a side route for you to make your way straight to the castle.
If anything trickles into the side route, you'll be able to handle it. However, there is something I must ask of you.
What is it?
If you are indeed attacked, you need to defend your fiancé the entire way there. Do not let him use his energy.
Sam's like, I ain't no Damien, bitch!
Like hell she will.
Shit.
When you get to the castle, I will be fighting one-on-one with the Demon Lord. If something should happen to me, then I need you to take over. She is not ready to fight him, and you need to be at full strength to finish him off.
Hopefully I never will be ready, because I don't want to fight him.
She'll be fine. She has a way to defend herself.
Thanks to this hair thing. I was trying to make a pun, but it didn't work. I stared, listening and reaffirming the order. I couldn't lie, I was nervous. However, I was determined enough to see this through. I looked over at my fiancé with a confident smile. I got this! Punch him on the shoulder. Don't worry about it. Despite the worried look in his eyes, he nodded and held my hand, trusting me in my decision to agree with Diana's command. Diana rolled her shoulders and looked at the map draped over the war table between us. Her gaze pierced into a parchment as the aura around her body pulsated in anger.
I will fly ahead and meet the Demon Lord head-on. No matter what happens, I will not allow that monster to live.
The pure determination and anger in her voice practically sent a shiver down my spine. She was set on seeing this through to the end, and I was sure that she was willing to even die if it meant taking the Demon Lord with her. Shadow, however, cleared his throat.
Might I suggest a simple solution to deal with the Demon Lord?
Yes, you real asshole.
What is it?
Shadow turned and pointed at the map, his finger pressing against the tower structure on the Demon Lord's castle.
If my scouts are correct, then that tower directly hovers over the decaying sea.
What? Shadow turned to me with an unamused grimace while Rabbit stepped towards me, hugging her soft to her body.
The decaying sea. A cursed stretch of water that has plagued this side of the demon world for thousands of years. Many demons have fallen into that water and were never seen again. It's no ordinary sea. It's an eternal death wish.
Just from the look in Rabbit's eyes, I could tell that the sea was bad news. I don't feel like going to the beach there. Shadow nodded at Rabbit's description, adding more to the fright of the water as the castle was pressed against.
Any creature unfortunate enough to fall into that cursed stretch of water will be doomed to sink into an endless black void. They can never die due to the dark magic in the water, but they can never come back up. There is no saving them.
That kind of sucks. I was thinking that decaying sea, like, it'll make you sick or it'll dissolve your body with fucking acid or something, but jeez, that's worse. I became fearful just thinking about going near it. However, Diana crossed her arms and stared blankly at Shadow.
So you wish for me to drag him up to the tower and toss him over?
You just... What's going on behind me? I'm trying to catch
Precisely.
a fly.
It would make killing him much easier, wouldn't you think?
Diana pressed her lips together, not agreeing or disagreeing with the suggestion given to her. However, the conversation quickly turned back to the matter at hand. The remaining incubi and the wives were asked to stay behind the army and guard the main base where Rabbit and Faye were stationed. I need hiccup. Alright. They needed as many eyes as possible in the back of the battle. Help. So the four couples were perfect to keep things in check. Oh. This is what a terrible time for hiccups. You over? Okay. As they agreed, the meeting ended and the mental preparation had begun. The idea of upcoming battle scared me, sending waves of fear and worry up and down my body in response to the thought.
Meh. Big crowd for a dickhead old man, huh?
Meh. I don't know why that's so funny to me. Huh? I looked at the map on the war table, seeing multiple markers cluttered in an open field in front of the Demon Lord's castle. According to Sergeant, there were hundreds of thousands of soldiers prepared to march, all ready to shed blood. I, however, looked to Sam with worry. I was frightened yet determined. Worried, yet pushing myself to be brave and step forward. Sensing this, Sam wrapped his arm around mine and gave it a squeeze.
Hey, whatever happens, we'll do it together, alright?
Yeah. I listened to him speak before nodding and taking a deep breath. Everything would be okay. We would be fine. I had to believe in myself and get us to the castle when the time was right. Like a beacon, our forces became the banner of hope and strength for the rebellion. At the sight of Diana, many soldiers bowed or stared in awe and inspiration. Maybe it was her presence, or maybe it was for what she stood for. But as Diana stood at the cliffside of the mountain, the air became full of energy and power. My fiancée, Rabbit Faye, and I stood behind her as Diana stood on the ledge of the cliffside, addressing the rebellion for their final battle. Her voice echoed across the field, booming and reverberating. That's such a weird word to say, reverberating through the air like thunder.
Milites! Et hug liberati sturei tramcun tuis omnibus conversiris, sto vobiscum reducitic vos ad spem, nocte, lavabimur arcem, hostium sanguine!
Right, yeah! Archem! What is she saying?
She's saying that everyone's here for the same thing, and we're gonna paint the walls with blood.
I just wondered... Is there no option for sound? Blech. Boo. Fine. Really?
Well, not literally, but that should kick everyone's ass in gear.
I nodded as I stared at the back of Diana's head. A part of me felt a little intimidated and jealous of the power she had. She really could make armies bow to her and obey her every whim. At the same time, I knew that she was doing the right thing for this world.
Ele Dio dominati sun nostri, not destruet, eum mitere, profundissimum, inferni detractos.
What language is that? Is that Latin? Somebody tell me. Rabbit and Faye stepped forward and held their hands out towards the castle, focusing their energies and forcing the stone wall around it to crumble and dissolve down into the earth. Diana summoned her saber, letting it shine brilliantly as the purple taint over her skin began to twist and turn. Before my eyes, the taint on her back took shape, lifting off Diana's skin and morphed into a set of demonic wings. I could only stare, jaw dropped, as Diana's body lifted off the ground and began to fly over the legions, slowly gliding towards the castle.
To war! To battle!
At her final command, Diana's wings pulsated into the air, flapping gracefully as she swooped down forward. She was charging and flying for the castle walls, saber bared and ready to spill blood. As the armies below began to bellow and march forward, Rabbit took hold of my shoulder and turned me away from the castle to face her.
Come, we must hurry.
The fuck did you Whatever. Be green. Whatever. Understanding the need for urgency, I nodded and rushed forward with the rest of the incubi towards the slope down the mountainside.
Everything is in order. Sergeant Diana's guard are at the front lines, while Shadow is with his legion to the west.
Got a straight line to that bastard.
We've done what we can to keep your way clear. We'll try to make sure the battle won't break through the path.
I nodded, feeling the need to rush and nip at my heels. Pushing me forward, my fiancé seemed to agree, gripping my hand and walking at my pace alongside me. Walking? However, as we finally arrived in the forest line, Faye and Rabbit stopped, looking back to us.
Straight through here. The sound of the war will always be on your right, so do not get lost.
You'll be fine, though. Just follow the tree line.
In sync, my fiancé and I... nodded in acknowledgement before turning to see other brothers and their wives. So this is it.
Remember your surroundings and protect each other.
I will, James. Hugs. Hugsies.
Be careful, alright? Make sure you stay safe.
You are not dressed for war. Neither of you are.
Princess, brother, we'll see you in the end.
It's this bitch, though.
We have faith in you. You'll make it there, and we'll return to the human world soon.
We'll finish this and rush in as soon as we can, alright?
You two are so perfect for each other.
Make sure you kick some serious ass. Show that old goat what he gets for messing with you.
We'll win this. We know we can.
So cute, Lena.
You can do this. We'll see you soon, okay?
High fives. Bros. Bros for life. I smiled despite the nerves running through my body. I held onto my fiance's hand and gave it a hard squeeze before receiving one back in kind. We'll finish this, then we'll go home. The group nodded before I slowly turned and looked into the tree line, took a breath and rushed forward, matching my speed. What did I say, step? My love followed, weaving through the trees behind me and not losing sight of me. The journey was surprisingly uneventful. The sound of war boomed beside us, outside of the tree line, causing me to cover my ears a bit from the volume, but I shook my head and pressed forward, not wanting to become distracted. The goal was to get to the castle. I had to focus. As a line of incoming imps came into my view, I glared and stopped, placing my hand over my chest and preparing to summon my guardian. Waves of energy pulsed around me before I jetted my hand out, forcing the familiar lavender and white mist to shoot out from my hand and slam itself into the ground ahead of me. As it cleared, it formed my animal guardian, who let out a large battle roar and made the trees around us tremble from the sheer force of his voice. As it cleared, it formed an animal guardian who let out. Okay. It just said the same line, but okay. I could hear my incubus jump back at the sound, surprised to see my summoning and staring in awe at the same time.
Whoa! What the hell is that?
His name is Pupper Snuff. However, I didn't care at the moment. All I could focus on were the imps, there we go, that I had successfully stomped and intimidated with my animal. Move out of the way! I jutted my hand forward, pointing at the imps that were stunned from my animal's cry, and commanded my animal forward. Go! On my command, the lion rushed forward, charging straight at one of the imps, ahead of it, pouncing on it. As it landed, it swiped its large paw at the imp, ripping its chest open. On my command, the wolf rushed... It's not a wolf! I picked a lion, though! But I picked a lion! The lion rushed forward, beelining towards one of the imps ahead of it, and pouncing upon it. As it landed, it snapped its teeth around the neck of the imp, shaking it like a ragdoll and ripping its throat open. I want to know the voice actor for that imp. I rushed forward, causing my incubus to follow behind me as my animal continued to claw and bite through the imps in our path, uncaring if they were attacking or frozen still from fear. The more imps that fell, the more reinforcements became shell-shocked. Some managed to drive their weapons into my animals, causing me to flinch and reel back a bit from the pain, but I pressed forward, knowing that I would be alright in the end. My animal pushed forward as well, animalistic in its carnage. The remaining imps began to quake and step back in fear, most likely never seeing a human use magic and fully decimate their numbers. Whew. I didn't seem to mind that they became open targets for my animal to strike down as we rushed onward towards the castle. My incubus, despite probably being surprised by my animal's carnage, followed as I continued forward, commanding my animal through every imp that came in our way. I had lost count of how many crossed us, but I didn't care. All I cared about was getting to the castle. By the time we reached the end of the forest, there was a slew of dead bodies behind us. I stood at the tree line panting and feeling the waves of lost energy echo through my body as my animal began to slowly fade away. I watched my animal stare at me, its eyes asking if I had done well. I smiled and nodded slightly before it bowed its head and disappeared from sight, unable to maintain its calm any longer without my energy to fuel it. That was all I could do before my energy was expended, and a wave of exhaustion rolled through my body. I began to fall forward, exhausted. My fiancé, however, quickly rushed forward and caught me in his arms.
Oh shit! Are you okay?
My lips are very tired from reading so much. I looked up to see Sam staring down at me with a deeply concerned gaze. We were safe for the moment, so I merely smiled up at him with a nod. I'm fine. Promise to protect you. Like you protected me. Sound like I'm dying, like you protected me. Caress his cheek. Goodbye, Sam. Sam pressed his lips together and shook his head, glaring down at me before... Why are you glaring down? Why are you glaring at me? Don't scowl at me like that. Don't give me that look, sir. Before wrapping his arms fully around me and hugging me to him.
You fucking doofus.
I love nicknames. I hugged him back, feeling the relief that we had finally arrived at the castle and we were about to rush inside. As we slowly pulled away, Sam lifted me up and helped me to my feet.
You gonna be okay?
Yes. After that nickname, I love it. I nodded, shaking off the exhaustion from my mind. I was ready to end this. I looked up at the castle gates and felt a rush of determination run through me. Let's go finish this. With that, Sam and I raced forward. The final battle had finally begun. At the gates, however, stood a figure that seemed to pose almost pridefully in our path. Sam and I stopped our run and took in who was standing in our way. For some reason, he seemed familiar. Who? Oh, for fuck's sake!
You showed up.
Oh, I thought I was done with you. That voice, somebody kill me. My mind finally clicked, linking the voice to memory. I wish I had forgotten. However, it couldn't have been. No way! Oh my god! I need a Bible. What's wrong with your face? Ew! Oh, it's so creepy. I hate creepy things. Oh, I mean, I like creepy things, but I hate them at the same time. Not when it's dark. I can't look at your face. I'm just gonna cover his face. There we go. Sam began to grab. I can't even read. I don't want to look at him. Sam began to growl almost animalistically at the figure as the figure stepped out from the shadow of the gate. His face was covered in a terrifying devil mask, but it's a mask? Oh! Oh, it's a... Oh. Most of you people are out there, most of you guys are just like, fucking mate. Duh. Ugh. Shadow was covered by a terrifying man. But I recognized him despite the fact his white hair, his red skin, there was no way it could have been.
Missed me, bitch?
Not really, bitch.
Mallets.
Good deduction there, Sherlock. Oh, oh, you took your mask off. What the fuck happened to your face? What's wrong with your face? At the sound of his name, Malix reached up and removed the mask from his face, revealing a large amount of scars and wounds that were hidden away. Despite this, there was also a smirk plastered from ear to ear across Malix's cheeks.
You're supposed to be dead!
We could only have hoped. Nice pants.
You didn't think I actually died, did you? Only pussy little boys like you can get taken out like that. Yet
in the first game, you didn't even manage to scratch him. Good job, Malix. Good job. My heart froze at the fact that he was still alive. It couldn't have been. I had seen what happened to him. He was supposed to be dead. Can somebody remind me what happened to Malix, because I can't remember. Malix inhaled a deep breath and stretched out his arms, looking around with a large grin on his face before turning to Sam.
Isn't this the most brutal war you've ever seen? Legions killing each other for no goddamn reason other than to rule this pathetic plane. It makes me want to make popcorn and watch the bloodshed.
You know what? Fuck it. I'll make some popcorn. We'll make some Jiffy Pop. We'll sit down, have some Twizzlers, ooh, some soda. Me and Malix just chilling, watching a war. Can you imagine? Sam glared hard at Malix, taking a step towards him. Malix, however, cackled in response and locked eyes with the Incubus.
Of course! I came here for a reason. I can't just sit on my ass and watch. Too bad, though. This is some great entertainment.
No. No. Hold on.
Of course.
Do it again.
I came here for a reason. I can't just sit on my ass and watch. Too bad, though. This is some great entertainment.
What even is that? I can't. Okay, moving on.
Why are you here, asswipe? Got a real death wish this time?
What makes you think you can kill me? Besides, aren't you trying to save energy to fight your old man?
Stop with the Stop with the weird It's so weird. Malix stuffed his hands into his pockets and leaned back, puffing his chest out and flaunting the burst insignia on his chest. Burst burnt. I am so sorry.
I got sent here by the head of hell himself. Straight from the top.
Satan, why?
I got the best seats in the house to the bloodiest war this plane has ever seen.
When Satan interferes. Hashtag. Sam chuckled, cracking his knuckles. That kind of rhymed a little bit.
Funny. I thought Satan only gave a shit about devils who didn't get their faces beaten in. Seems like he's getting soft.
You're getting soft, Satan. You're getting soft. Instantly, Malix's face shifted to an angry scowl, making the smirk on Sam's face widen.
Now that you're all hot and bothered, gonna tell me what you're up to before I send you back with your head up your ass?
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Well, first I'm gonna paint these gates with your blood. Then wait until this war is over before I annihilate every fucking demon left and make this world a part of hell, just like it was supposed to be. Good luck.
You're funny for a dead man.
Am I? You tried to kill me once before, dipshit.
No.
Gotcha.
No.
Didn't work out so well, did it?
No. His laugh is just so weird. Malix stretched his neck to the side, making a loud, echoey crack sound reverberate through the air. I winced at the sound.
What makes this so funny is that it won't matter who wins this war in the end. Once it's over, I'll send for my boys and we'll fuck everyone up while they're celebrating. Ha! It'll be the bloodiest celebration this plane has ever seen! Then, we'll seal this world and fuse it with hell, giving Satan a whole world full of demon soldiers and slaves at his disposal. The chaos of this world practically begged for a war to tear it apart. Now the abyssal planes will truly be a part of hell, like the fuckfaces of heaven intended.
I don't even know what is what anymore.
Not if I make sure you don't get the chance, fucker.
Damn. Damn! Max cackled wildly, staring at Sam with a maddened expression. His eyes burned with insane bloodlust as he smirked and licked his
It's this world's destiny, shithead! Even humans know that demons belong in hell.
No, they don't! I should have added some kind of different emotion with that, but I don't know where that came from. I felt myself become angrier at Max. Demons and devils were completely different, and demons, except for the Demon Lord, did not belong anywhere near hell.
Think about it, will ya? How many brainless humans think that demons come from hell? They put demons and devils together like they're no different from each other. It's inevitable. Every shit stain on this world is gonna bow down to the Lord of Hell, and we'll rip apart the gates of heaven together.
Sam stepped forward once more, cracking his knuckles at his
I
sides.
am so sick of hearing your voice, Malix.
So am I.
Let's just end this.
Oh, I almost forgot the best part.
Max locked eyes with me, suddenly making a violent tremor run down my spine. His gaze spoke nothing but sadistic intent, and his words made his stare much more terrifying.
Just because I can, after we're done taking over this world, I'm gonna take that human bitch and make her the fuck toy of Zayden's army.
Oh, you are pushing a button on Sam that you don't want to push. That is a red button, dude. Dude, you gonna snap. He gonna snap like a freaking snap, crackle, pop, and Rice Krispies. Yep. Told ya. Instantly, Sam vanished and reappeared in front of Alex. Hello. Swinging a punch at him, however, he only made contact with the vanishing afterimage. Before I could blink, Max had disappeared and reappeared behind Sam, punching Sam's head and sending him flying towards the castle wall. Sam!
Payback time, fuckface!
Jeez. Max flew at Sam's body like a bullet and began to slam his fist into him, the wall cracking and caving in around Sam's body. Bitch, stay back, you're gonna get hurt. A part of me knew better than to try. Max probably had a weapon, and if I knew anything about Max, he would use that against me without hesitation. I was out of energy to even defend myself from him, and I was sure that's when my grandfather's protection spell ran on. He wanted to beat Sam before trying to kill him. Okay. His pride was on downfall of his that I remembered very clearly. Max continued to pound punch upon punch onto Sam's body, making the body-shaped indentation, why can I not read, in the castle wall that much deeper. However, with a small flash of red light, heat suddenly began to erupt from the center.
Get off!
Boom! Max was suddenly forced back from a bright energy pulse as Sam pushed himself out of the hole he was trapped in. Around his body were green flickering waves of energy pulsating in time with Sam's breath. I stared in shock, watching smoke rise from the crease of Sam's mouth and his nostrils as he formed a large sword in his hand. Something in his eyes was burning as he filled it with rage.
Ooh! Got some fire this time, huh?
He's the freaking Dovahkiin! Bring it! Dragonborn shit up in here. Max raised the arm at his side, forming a large sword with a red blade and chain connecting from the hilt of his belt.
Well, so do I.
Oh, great. Men and their swords. Which one is bigger? Here we go again. Sound effects that I can't read along to. Max and Sam rushed at each other, slamming their swords into each other with reckless speed. I couldn't understand how Max gained that ability to be as fast as Sam, but something about the devil was very different from the first and last time I had seen him. He was much more cocky, and there was some sort of strength within him that frightened me more than before. Where I felt that Sam still had the upper hand, there was no way he could let Malix win. Sam flipped over Malix and slashed his back, opening the fabric of his vest, but not deep enough to make contact with his skin. Malix snarled and spun around. There's a bug on my screen. Reinitiating their clash of swords.
What's wrong, pretty boy? You seem to be holding back.
I like how I just stopped reading to just watch a bug crawl across my screen. Still there. Get off. Get off.
I don't need to waste energy killing you!
At last, their swords slammed against one another, a screech echoing through the air. Both pushed against one another, snarling into each other's face.
It's pointless, Incubus! This world is fucked!
Tell that to Satan when you die!
Sam suddenly lifted his foot up and jammed it. demons! The demons trying to call me! Ugh. I flit up and jammed it in Max's chest, kicking him back towards the castle wall. With a grunt and the crack of broken ribs reverberating through the air, Malik slid back and glared at Sam. However, the glare quickly died into a look of sadistic amusement as Malik rolled his shoulders and stood back up, as if he could just shrug off the energy. Around his body grew a bright orange-red flame, causing waves of heat to pulse through the air around us.
Want a final showdown? You got it!
I think that is the first sentence he has said without swearing. Sam, with a smirk of his own, stood tall in the fast-growing green and red aura surrounding his form. The faint outline of dragons danced within the tongues of the flames as Sam seemed to charge powerful attacks.
It's over, Malix.
I watched as they both charged up their final attack and forced their palms out towards each other. Green and red orbs of light shot out from each of their hands and collided, followed by brilliant rays that pushed them forward into each other. I had to shut my eyes, blocking the flash of light from blinding my vision before looking back up and seeing the bout with the gas. My goodness. The air around the orbs pulsed heavily, whipping in all directions and fueled by both the demon and the devil. Are we having a Harry Potter showdown here? The orbs ground into one another. Blech. Lightning and fire bursting from the minuscule space between them. Both opponents had their eyes locked on each other as the earth around them bent and bowed away from the collision of their power. The green orb seemed to quake with the shadows of the dragon in its center, pressing against the wall and the orb focusing it forward against the obstacle. Still, they were somehow equally matched. How could this be?
Within your remaining energy, child. It is the only way to end this.
I thought we were done with you. The voice of the dragon rang in my head as I stared at Sam. His face was tightened in pure anger and determination. He was giving as much as he could, but I knew he was holding back to save energy from his father. I took a quick breath and quickly rushed over to Sam, grabbing hold of his arm and feeling his body naturally pull energy from me.
What are you doing?
Take me! Ending this together! Sam stared at me, causing his orb to falter, but I passed my energy on to him. Sam nodded and focused back on Malix, concentrating his orb forward with both his energy and mine. Malix would not win. I wouldn't let him. At last, the deadlock became pressed as Sam's orb pushed Malix's back, inch by inch, with each push getting stronger and faster. I could feel myself growing dizzy, but I didn't care. This was Malix's last stand.
What? No!
Yes! I glared hard at Malix as the clash between them became full of green energy, cutting through the devil's attack with ease. At last, the dragons reached their prey, and the orb finally flashed into Malix's body, enveloping him in light. Repent! Bitch. Sam and I held on to each other, letting go of the energy ray, and covered our eyes with Sam covering me with his arms. We dug our heels into the earth, struggling to stay in place as energy pushed us away from Malix. Is it over? The gust pressed and rushed against our bodies until at last the wind stopped. Sam and I slowly lifted our heads and looked over, wanting to see what had become of Malix. There was no trace of him. The spot where he stood was charred with smoke that rose from the ashes of the area danced in the air like rising dragons. We did it! We killed him at last. I crumpled to my knees, slamming my hands to the ground to keep myself upright as I panted. I was worn out. If I hadn't been on energy before, I definitely was now. Sam quickly dropped down beside me, wrapping his arm around my shoulder and laying a careful hand on my arm.
Whoa! Are you okay?
Dude, that's like the second time you've asked me this in the past 15 minutes, and no, I haven't gotten any better. I nodded, obviously lying, but I knew that we had more important things to worry about. Malix was gone, hopefully dead for real, and we were at the castle gates, ready to charge in and fight the demon lord. As Sam and I looked up, we both locked our sights on a window exploding with a figure flying out of it. As the figure flapped their wings and steadied themselves, they swooped back inside. Diana! I gripped Sam's arm and lifted myself up, knowing that we had to get inside. Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, let's just go. Sam nodded before taking my hand and rushing forward, speeding through the twists and turns of the castle towards a large archway leading up to the tower, where we could hear Diana and the demon lord fighting above. Sam and I raced up the stairs of the tower, hearing the echoed cries of clashes of steel bouncing off the stone walls. My heart began to race as the sound of the weapons meeting stopped with Diana's screaming.
Enough!
Pretty. I want to see it. I want to see it. It kind of just looks like a lighthouse, really. Sam and I finally reached the top, staring wide-eyed at the sight of the demon lord and Diana. The demon lord had Diana's throat in a hard grip, as his other hand gripped onto her wings, his fingers digging into them roughly. We could barely react as the Demon Lord ripped them off of Diana's back by pulling Diana's body the opposite direction. Oh, why would you do that to my ears? Oh God, why? That was not, I didn't need that. I didn't need that. The Demon Lord, basking in success, lifted the torn wings to his mouth and let the blood dribble down from the open wounds onto his tongue. Get away from me, bug. I fought not to gag at the sight. Sam, however, shouted and made the room shake with his voice. His rage showed his feelings clearly, despite seeing the one who fathered him after years of separation.
Hey, shithead!
What is English? The Demon Lord instantly peered over, locking his eyes onto Sam's form as Sam began to step forward. Appeased with the new challenger, the Demon Lord licked his lips and tossed Diana to the side. Diana landed with a hard thud and slid across the floor, slamming against one of the stone frames that kept the stained glass of the room together. On her back were 2 large open wounds that weren't healing or fading away into her body like I expected. Diana!
Go check on her. This bastard is mine.
It's reading so much. 1 second, I need a drink. Alrighty. Oh. Sam continued to walk forward as I nodded and rushed over to Diana. She struggled to push herself up onto her hands, falling back into the floor in failure as I approached. I am so sorry. Gotcha, hold on.
Settle.
Oh, hi! He's like, oh, well. He's like, I was just taking a pee. Before my eyes, a small white light flashed beside us, revealing Shadow. He quickly looked around before he looked down at Diana and rushed to his knees beside her.
Isaiah!
I got onto my knees and helped Diana get up onto hers. Seeing her worn and tired face as she got up, she instantly fell to the side into Shadow's arms. Shadow quickly wrapped his arms around Diana and kissed her head, most likely trying to feed her energy to heal. Her back wounds, despite the energy, were not closing. All across her body were slashed marks and bruises from the intense struggle, but I knew already that she had put up a good fight. Now it was Sam's turn. The Demon Lord raised his arms to his side, visually challenging his new opponent with a wide smirk on his face and scowl in his eyes.
So you wanna die too? I always knew you were a disgrace.
I've waited a long time to kick your ass.
Oh! Oh, the music is beautiful! Go, Sam! I believe in you! Everybody cheer! Go, Sam! Go, Sam! You better be cheering in the comments, I swear you better! I swear you better. I better hear Go Sam in the comments, cause I believe in you guys. Let us all believe in Sam. Sam glared hard at the Demon Lord before reaching up and summoning his sword. As he did, flames began to quickly engulf his body, twisting and shaping into multiple dragons. Those are wings. That brought surprise and fear to the Demon Lord's eyes.
You'll burn and fall into the darkest depths of the abyss where you belong.
The Demon Lord, however, snarled and summoned his own blade, ready to battle. There was no more room to place threats. Their blades would speak for them now. Sam and the Demon Lord rushed to each other, arching their blades at each other and slamming their swords together. As they clashed, red lightning and wildfire shot out from the impact between them. This did not deter Sam and the Demon Lord from slashing and swinging against at each other, parrying over and over with murderous vigor. It was like watching fireworks go off in a massive storm. The flames around Sam began to circle around him and the Demon Lord, forming an inescapable ring around them. This was going to be the battle to the death. By flame or by sword, neither opponent seemed to hold anything back.
How did you get this power?
Magic and friendship.
It doesn't matter how! All you need to know is that I'm gonna use it to kill you!
The Demon Lord grabbed hold of Sam's sword and kicked Sam's hand to make him release it. However, as the sword left Sam's hand, it vanished and reappeared in Sam's grip as if it belonged there. Using the opportunity, Sam slashed at the Demon Lord and carved a deep line into the Demon Lord's chest. The Demon Lord stepped back, gripping his chest as before my eyes, the skin around the wound began to burn and release black smoke. The Demon Lord snarled and implied, swinging his sword against that Sam.
You're dead!
The Demon Lord pummeled a barrage of slashes and swipes at Sam with his sword, only to be blocked and parried each time. I felt a hopeful smile grow on my face. We were going to win. The strange excitement of the situation filled my body with joy. I was going to go home and be happy. And and be with my family and friends. We're gonna be happy too, or and live in the human world. Sam and I were going to live happily ever after, and this was the door to get us there. We're gonna go home. Sam and the Demon Lord jumped away from each other, glaring hard at one another as they began to circle each other.
Power of a dragon to defeat me?
You don't fucking get it, do you? I don't just have the power of a dragon.
My eyes couldn't believe what I was seeing. A pair of wings wreathed in flames suddenly erupted from Sam's back, lifting him into the air. Sam's voice boomed through the air, filled with magic, rage, and power.
I am a dragon!
Told you! He's more than the Dragonborn and the Dovahkiin. He's... What's that dragon's name? I don't know. Sam raised his sword, causing it to become engulfed in red and green flame, swinging it down at the... onto the Demon Lord. As it clashed with the Demon Lord's sword, a burst of flame erupted from between the blades. Each block the Demon Lord had caused another burst to explode in the sight. Sparks and flames licked violently against his skin as he tried to defend himself from the dragon that was Sam. Soon enough, even the Demon Lord couldn't defend anymore. Sam knocked the Demon Lord's sword away, causing it to slide against the floor outside of the ring of fire.
It's over!
Sam swooped at the Demon Lord and jammed his blade into the Demon Lord's chest, making his resounding gasp of pain echo through the flames. The Demon Lord's eyes wavered, staring at the far wall as flames around them began to die out. Black and red smoke rose from the blade, dancing around the Demon Lord's body and dissipating into the air above.
Goodbye, old man.
Sam gripped his sword with both hands and yanked the sword out from his father's body, making the Demon Lord arch back before falling forward. Smoke continued to rise and engulf the Demon Lord's body as if it was beginning to cremate itself after death. As the Demon Lord let out his last breath, silence at last engulfed the room, only interrupted by the sound of Sam's labored breathing. It was over. It was finally over. I could feel tears well up in my eyes as the situation sank into my body, causing me to place my hands on the floor and stare into the dark marble. We did it! We really did it! But we didn't get to push him into the sea, which makes me kind of sad. I looked to Sam, seeing him land softly on the ground while his wings vanished into clouds of smoke. As he turned to me, I could see exhaustion hit his body like a tidal wave. One step towards me brought him crashing to his knees. Sam? No, he's okay. He smiled. Before I could even stand to run to him, Sam lifted his head, laughing tiredly.
I'm fine. Calm down.
Relaxed for a moment, relieved to know he was all right, I felt myself let out a sigh as I heard Diana chuckle beside me.
He wore you out that fast? You're not as tough as you look, brute.
Sam chuckled and raised a middle finger at Diana, curling his shoulders over himself as he tried to breathe and relax from the whole ordeal. I felt myself laugh as I took in the situation as well. The war was over. It was.
I won't.
Not over.
Be the only one who dies here.
But what the fuck? His whispered voice barely reached my ears. It couldn't be. I looked over horrified as I saw the Demon Lord barely pushing up on his hands, glaring at me through the smoke surrounding him with crazed, almost psychotic eyes. As he suddenly pointed his hand at me, everyone else had only just turned around to see me.
Die!
Oh. Oh! Oh! Oh no! Within a mere breath of a second, a line of red lightning was fired straight at me from his outstretched hand. I didn't have time to react, but I didn't have time to think. Time seemed to move in slow motion as the red bolt inched closer to my body, about to make impact on my sternum. I forgot that word for a second. Sam, despite his speed, wasn't fast enough to stop the journey towards my chest. I could see my life flash before my eyes. It was over.
No!
I felt my body being pushed violently to the side. No, Diana! Away from the incoming attack, I turned my head as I was pushed and stared wide-eyed at who was pushing me away. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Diana, no! Diana, no! With a crash, the window behind us shattered with Diana flying out of it. Diana, who had been beside me the entire fight, stared at the incoming attack as she took my place in the trajectory. There was no time to shout back. There wasn't any time to stop it from happening. I could only watch as the ray slammed against Diana's chest and forced her body backwards into the stained glass behind us. My gaze followed Diana's body, seeing her look to me with a sad, teary-eyed smile. There were no words that could be said as she flew into the air. There was no way to grab her and pull her back. All I could do was watch as Diana's body arched back and plummeted downwards towards the decaying sea below. She no longer had her wings, so she couldn't fly to save herself.
Any creature unfortunate enough to fall into that cursed stretch of water will be doomed to sink into an endless black void. They can never die due to the dark magic in the water, but they can never come back up. There's no saving them.
No. I reached out despite the futility of it, towards Diana, and watched her sink through the air as the gravity took hold. I barely had time to blink as the figure ran past my body and pushed off the ledge of the window, zipping straight towards Diana's body. Oh my god, don't jump with her! Seto's face, pale as snow, had projected his body towards her and had managed to wrap his arm around her form, causing her to cling to him. Both demons, however, plummeted down towards the dark waters, quickly finishing Seto! Seto too! I can't handle this emotion! No, they're going together! Oh, man, it hurts. Oh, it hurts so bad. Oh, I just want to cry, but I can't. Like, I feel the tears, but they won't come out. That's like the worst feeling, like you want to cry, but for some reason the tears will not come out. I couldn't even see the splash of their bodies made as they hit the water's surface. Diana! I gripped the edge of the tower, not believing what I was seeing. This couldn't have been real. Diana and Seto were gone. Even as Seto called her name, even as magic was on their side. How could they be gone? The garbled noise of the Demon Lord's throat being impaled barely caused me to turn and see Sam ram his sword through his father's neck. At last, the Demon Lord fell, lifeless for sure. However, my vision became obscured by tears. I am so upset! I watched behind a veil of tears as Sam rushed over to me and wrapped his arm around me, pulling me close and laying my head on his shoulder. Well, at least we don't have to kill her now, right? At least we don't have to kill her. Ugh, I still don't care. It still makes me sad. I could barely even utter a no or shake my head. I buried my face into Sam's shoulder, gripping to him, as the sight of Diana falling buried itself in my memory. I felt something in my soul lift and disappear, but I couldn't have cared less. I heard the heavy sounds of footsteps rush towards us, but I didn't lift my head.
Sam!
I'm sad! I'm very sad!
Wait, where's...
Diana and Sarah.
Oh.
Gone?
They fell into the sea.
Oh, God. I want to cry. I want to cry so badly. I felt Sam nod, still hugging me tightly. He held my head close to him as he spoke for us.
Diana saved her from that bastard's last attack. The guard jumped after her.
I need something happy. A sad silence engulfed the room. What could have been said? The Demon Lord was defeated, but the rebellion had lost its queen. For a moment, the world felt dark and cold, as if the war had been lost alongside Diana despite the rebellion obtaining victory. I gripped onto Sam, feeling the deep sadness for this entire situation. Diana saved my life, sheltered me, and fell into the seemingly endless sea because of me. Sam, feeling my anguish, tightened his embrace around me and let me bury my face into his chest. The war had ended at last, but now we didn't know where to go. At least that's what I thought. Sam gently loosened his embrace around me and looked at the remaining rebel demons with a hard gaze. I looked up, wiping my eyes in confusion. What was wrong now?
Will you all honor her words?
Her words? Wait, she gave it to you?
What? Oh. There was more? What did Sam mean? Faye looked at her companions as they stared at Sam in shock.
Well, we don't have much of a choice, do we?
We can't exactly refuse the Lord of Dragons.
I looked up at Sam, feeling completely lost. Sam looked down at me and helped me stand before releasing my body and stepping away from me. With a sigh, he looked down at the floor. Sam?
Diana made me promise something. If she died, then...
Sam looked to his brothers in nervousness. I looked over as well to see them confused, but ushering him to continue before turning back to Sam and holding his hands. Then what?
If she died, then I'd step in for the rebellion and take the throne.
I stared wide-eyed at Sam. What? Sam was not a leader of the rebellion? What of the others? I looked to the other rebel leaders to see them bow their heads to Sam, answering my mental question and causing me to look back at my fiancé. What about us? Would Sam leave me? Would he make me stay? Did that make me the queen? Sweet. Did that mean I had to stay no matter what? We had to stay. What about the human world? Sam, most likely feeling my nervousness in his hands, grasped them and gently pulled me to him.
Look, I made a promise to her, but I'm yours first. If taking the throne means leaving you, then I'd rather burn it.
Hey! Sam. I like how Faye just had to jump in there. His eyes burned to my gaze, showing me his utter devotion. He was serious about needing to take it, but I knew that he would never leave me and force me away from him. Sam gently rubbed my hands with his thumbs, staring down at them.
So, I'm leaving the choice up to you. The Demon Lord's dead, so we can go back and live normal lives and whatever in the human world.
Or we can stay and rule the demon world? Sam nodded, affirming my assumption. It was a lot to take in. I wasn't sure how to respond. Dream of me looking back to see my family and friends begin to haunt me. If I stayed, I would never be able to see them again. More than that, would the demon world even accept a human queen? Would I have to become demon or something? Sam nodded as Shadow stepped up.
Naturally. Demons would never accept a human as their ruler. Besides, while it is impossible for a demon to be separated from their magic and become human, the same isn't the case the other way around.
We'd be able to turn you into a succubus, a demon of Lilith, as they were originally formed from a being who was once human before.
So I would be a succubus if I stayed, but I'd be ripping myself away from my family and my friends. Was it fair to them? Was it fair to me? What about my family and friends? Sam lowered his head and James stepped forward.
If you decide to stay, then we would be tasked with asking angels to remove any memories of you from the human world.
My heart dropped. My parents, my friends, anyone who knew me would forget. It would be for the best, but to think that I would no longer exist for them made my eyes water slightly. I wasn't sure what to say. I felt myself freeze in place, unsure of whether to run back into the light of the human world or to stay in the dark of the demon world. I could feel the situation sink hard to my stomach, but I knew I had to make a choice. Thoughts of Diana pushing me away from the Demon Lord's final attack played in my head, reminding me that she gave her life for me when she was meant to take up the responsibility of having the world on her shoulders. Sam gripped my hand tightly, causing me to gaze into his eyes.
I know this is a big decision, but just know that whatever you choose, I'll be with you no matter what.
I stared up at him, seeing an endless world of love buried within his emerald irises. He would put me first no matter what, but what would I choose? My family and my friends were important to me, but this world became important too. I closed my eyes, remembering my grandfather's words. You should do what makes you happy. I opened my eyes and smiled at Sam, my heart finally reaching a decision. I want to stay in the demon world with you and rule! I will be a ruler! This was Sam's home. This was the place Diana and the entire rebellion had fought to protect and save. My time here made this world precious to me, and I wanted to take care of it as Diana would have. My heart gave a gentle thump, letting me know that I had made the right decision. Sam smiled brightly and nodded, his brothers, their wives, nodding, accepting my answer. But the rebel leaders lowered their heads in respect to me and Sam. I quickly turned to them and smiled, knowing that they needed to be there and help us rebuild the world we were left with. We hope all of you will help us to rebuild this world. Diana would have wanted that. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. A lump in my throat almost blocked me from finishing the sentence. It was deeply painful to refer as Diana as dead, and she gave her life for me. But the world needed a leader, and it now had a strong group of people ready to lead it. The four rebel leaders looked to each other and nodded.
We will do our best. Thank you for trusting us.
What are we gonna do first? We could do all kinds of really amazing things, like rebuild the forests. No, wait, have a party. Wait, no.
Oh, she's like me.
Faye, quiet.
Oh, lighten up. The war is over. We have a reason to celebrate.
I smiled, happy to know that the world was in good hands. However, Faye took a breath and looked at me with a small smile before forming a small lavender-colored lily in her hands.
Before we turn you into a demon, though, since Diana is... well, she wanted to give you this.
I stared at the flower in surprise. What is it? I reached out and took it into my hands, practically feeling a magic and energy run through it. It's lovely.
The flower of Lilith. But how can that be?
They were said to have died out generations ago.
I continued to stare at the flower, entranced by its spell. It was such a gorgeous-looking flower, I could barely tear my eyes away.
Put it behind your ear. I think she said it was magical or something.
Sounds like I just got turned into a popsicle! I tilted my head before nodding and lifting it to the tuck behind my ear. As it settled against my ear, I felt a mist circle my head and form into a flower crown of lavender lilies that I could see in the reflection of the remains of the stained glass window. The way everyone looked at me made me feel like I was in my bridal veil already.
Whoa. Amazing!
I looked at Sam, seeing him grin from ear to ear. At the sight of me, I blushed, feeling somehow timid with the flower crown on my head, but happy to know that I had rendered my husband speechless. However, as I lifted my hand from the flower, feeling the soft petals, I could feel the world fade into a white color. Huh? I'm confused. From the direction of where Diana had fallen, a figure stepped towards me, bathed in light. I covered my eyes with my arms for a moment before seeing who it was. Diana? Oh, baby! I'm so sorry I had to die! With a smile, Diana stopped in front of me and gently ran her hand along my crown, where the petals of the flowers. I stared wide-eyed at Diana, unbelieving of what I was seeing her.
I have to say, I'm shocked. But I'm very happy knowing my world is in good hands.
Diana. Diana chuckled, stopping me from whatever I was planning on saying before cupping my chin, making me gaze into her eyes.
Promise me that you will take care of the I mean, the king of the demon world. A king is no one without his queen. And in the demon world, the queen is the ultimate power.
I felt tears form and drip down my cheeks, but I nodded. Something in my heart lifted, and I felt at ease with everything I had made. I had made the right choice. With a smile, Diana tilted forward and kissed my forehead beneath the crown before stepping away.
May you be happy with your choice, dear. And thank you.
No, it hurts. It hurts too much. It hurts too much. I can't. It hurts too much. It hurts too much. I can't. Diana slowly turned to me and to walk away further into the light of the area. Seda, who was also bathed in light, slowly appeared and waited for Diana with an arm out for her. Stop! Stop! You're ripping my heart out and you're gonna stomp on it in front of me! Diana took his hand and smiled at him before looking back to me, nodding and walking away as they both vanished into the light. The world around me reappeared with everyone staring at me in shock.
Whoa, hey. Are you alright?
Oh, I am not okay. I am far from okay. I quickly looked at Sam before lifting my hand to my cheek, feeling the trails of my tears left behind over my skin. I cannot read anymore. I wiped my eyes and cheeks before nodding, laughing softly. I'm fine, sorry. I smiled brightly, taking in a breath, and looked to Sam while taking his hands. Let's rebuild this world together. Together.
Well, you did it! Congratulations! You've made it to the end of your story. I have to say, I am very surprised at how it turned out.
I'm so sad. I'm so sad. This is not a good ending. This is not a good ending.
Nevertheless, I'm glad things worked out in the end, whether it was for the better or otherwise.
Shut up, Kay.
Oh, crap! I'm sorry. I mean, I'm glad everything worked out, Your Highness. Did you ever imagine that you'd end up being a queen?
No, and I'm very upset about how I ended up being the queen in the first place.
That is so fantastic, though!
No, it's not!
Think about it. You are technically the second human to become a full-fledged demon and become royalty.
I don't care. She had to die.
Anyways, you've been through a lot, so why don't we skip to... Huh? You want to know what happened after the war? Well, I mean, I guess I could tell you.
I would like to know, thanks.
After the war was finished, the entire rebellion celebrated. Word spread far and wide about the rebellion's success, and soon every kingdom in the abyssal plains had become united with the new authority. You would think demons would be more hostile towards each other, being demons and all, but the threat of the Demon Lord was what brought the entire world together. Because of the tragedy of Diana and Sarah, you and Sam took up the throne of the entire demon world. You were transformed into a succubus and ruled at Sam's side. Many demons knew you were a human first, but didn't dare speak ill of you, since you were the queen and the wife of the fabled Lord of Dragons. Huh? You don't know the legend? Well, it's an old tale, but to basically sum it up, when a demon has a pure heart full of true strength and love, he will possess the power to conquer and consume the power of a dragon, making him the Lord of Dragons. Man, guess you got lucky, huh? You're pretty much married to the strongest demon, not just in the demon world, but all 5 worlds. Anyways, you and Sam were able to bring the world together and bring about an everlasting peace. With the rebel leaders beside you to help you along the way, you both helped shape the world for a bright future. And I believe that is everything that happened after, well, except for your story anyway.
What the fuck does that even mean?
Since you rule the demon world now, how the demon world runs is entirely up to you. I'm sure Sam will happily walk along with you on your new adventure. After all, while demon marriage is entirely up to you, ruling an entire plane of existence is a whole new ballgame. But I'm sure you can handle it. Huh? How do I know? Well, I'm pretty confident that you'll rock the queen thing. Take a look for yourself.
I'm depressed. To become a demon was entirely new adventure for me, one I was very eager to go through. The ritual involved in turning me into a succubus involved candles and lilies and magic spinning through the air and thread of powder. That's a powder, okay. Being that I was seemingly endless cask of energy going through with the ritual was surprisingly easy to do. I was allowed to keep my memories of the human world, but my skin became etched with dark lavender markings. It was really what really surprised everyone were my horns. Instead of having one on each side, I had 2 on each side, curling around like ram's horns, and the second pair protruding up mini bullhorns. Apparently, it was the mark of a true powerful demon. I was very proud of myself for the accomplishment regardless. The wedding was even stranger, however. There were so many things involved that I could barely wrap my head around it, but the one thing I was able to remember was the orbs forming in front of our chest, and an ethereal green and lavender light connecting both. Was this the binding of souls? From that day on, I could almost sense whatever emotion Sam was feeling. I was able to find him anywhere and know he was alright. It became a major asset as we became king and queen of the Abyssal Plains. It took me a long period to get used to the feeling of being royalty. I had responsibilities, duties, as the matriarch, there we go, of an entire world. Matriarch, there we go. I can't say that. Fuck it. And it frightened me beyond anything. However, the touch of Sam's hand in mine always managed to dissolve my fears. However, there was never a day that went by that I didn't think about what happened before I became a demon. It was a heavy chapter of my life, one that tested the love between me and Sam. To think that I was married to the Lord of Dragons, apparently it was a very powerful title to own, and I happened to be in love with the man who carried it. A title like that, I was sure, carried a large amount of responsibility. So I was confident that we would get through it and stay together no matter what came our way. Demon, devil, dragon, it didn't matter to us. We were unstoppable together. The memory of my own power tingled through me every time I grew confident, eagerly reminding me that I had strength of my own. I would never let anyone come between me and Sam ever again. The world of quickly became one of stress and moral questioning. There were always 10 and 20 issues every day to deal with, dozens more to look into, 100 more still simply to hear about. The guest room I was once human and became an escape from my duties, while the bed Sam and I shared in our master bedroom was obnoxiously large. I felt more comfortable in a piece of a smaller bed I had once claimed for a week. There were even times where I would glamour myself human once more and simply sleep, since demons didn't sleep. I was constantly working, but it was nice on the rare occasion to shut my eyes and let myself become lost in a dream world once more. Sometimes Sam would join me. It was adorable remembering his sleeping face, a goofy grin, hair ruffled and wild, and all in all peaceful. As much as we were perfectly fine being demons, it became a treat to indulge in the feeling of having human forms, especially not having horns to adjust for when lying down. Despite the danger of closing one's eyes in the demon world, I was confident that we were safe. As if the memories of my past flooded around my mind as I lay in bed, slowly easing myself up from the dream world and back into reality. When my eyes fluttered open, I could only smile at the sight beside me. Remaining in my human form was for just a while longer. I slowly sat up and stared at the sleeping Lord of Dragons, feeling waves of contentment and joy rushed through me at the sight. As my eyes traveled up, I took notice of the lily on the nightstand. Got a hiccup, sorry. It was Diana's lily, and it was the only fresh decoration in the room. In remembrance of the past, it was the beautiful vase created by demons and craftsmen decorating the nightstand perfectly. Because of its magical nature, it was still alive and looked as freshly bloomed as the day I received it. Despite it being a bittersweet day, Sam and I cherished the lily and cared for it a lot. It was a physical memory of the strong chapter in my life, and I blessed to have it still. I let out another sigh before gently nudging Sam. Sam, it's almost noon, get up! When Sam didn't move, I simply chuckled. He was indeed a deep sleeper. I gently leaned in and kissed Sam's cheek, hoping to break the spell of sleep on him with true love's kiss. Time to get up, Sam.
5 more minutes.
Aww. Oh my goodness, you're so cute! Hi, cutie. Hi, cutie. Oh, look at your little nose. Gonna boop it. Boop. Gonna boop it. I could only laugh before crawling further into the couch. Okay, and sitting beside him. While breakfast was waiting, Sam deserved sleep a bit longer. He had been working hard as king, so it was no surprise to see him struggle to get up. I rustled Sam's hair a bit, making him groan and push my hand off tiredly, only spurring me to laugh harder. As I did, Sam finally opened an eye and stared up at me, an exhausted glaze over his eyes. I covered my mouth and giggled, a little apologetic for waking him up with my laughter. Sorry, I'll be quiet. Sam shook his head and yawned, stretching his arms up and shutting his eyes before opening them again, and lazily looking up at me from his pillow.
Morning, doofus.
It's always doofus with you. It's always doofus, isn't it? Am I just a doofus to you? Funny, Sam. I think we may have overslept. Sam gave me a toothy grin before gently pulling me down to lay beside him. Sam! Wow! Wowza! I was silenced by Sam's nuzzling on my shoulder and pulling me close to cuddle against my body. My face began to feel warm as I felt his warmth around me.
We'll do our duties later. I want to stay here for a while.
I took the moment in before nodding and wrapping my arms around him, nuzzling his chest. Sam smiled and kissed my head, relaxing into the embrace. He was perfect in my arms, and nothing could have been better than being in his arms. It was like laying in paradise. Did you have good sleep?
Mm-hmm. You?
Mm-hmm. Our words became simple, but our embrace only intensified our love as each other. I'm losing my ability to read slowly but surely, but it became like a cloud and the room almost lost its shape in my eyes as all I could focus on was Sam.
I love you. You know that, right?
Now I do. I love you, too.
I mean it.
Smoochies.
I love you and care about you so much.
I looked up at Sam, seeing the love he spoke of burned brightly in his eyes. As he locked his gaze with mine, I felt my heart beating wildly in my chest before leaning up and nuzzling my forehead to his with a peaceful and happy smile. I love you. Hold on. I love you. More than anyone ever will. No. There was nothing more that needed to be said. Our love was simple but powerful enough to move continents. We can make and move them, shut up. Our love may have seemed plain at a glance, but within our hearts burned the flames of our devotion and passion for one another. I couldn't stop my smile from growing before leaning in and kissing Sam lovingly, feeling him kiss back with the same amount of love and passion I had. No matter what, we would always find each other. We would always wind up in each other's arms, and we would fly through every obstacle in our way on the wings of our love. That was my perfectly happily ever after.
find my way to you. The feeling deep within burns every day. What do you see when you're here holding me? I'll forever be beside you, here to stay. Let danger come, I am ready for the fight. I'll prove myself and know that we will be alright. Let's fly, my love, we'll reach the sky above. We'll soar like eagles through the breeze. With you I'll fly so high with ease. Don't make me wait for you, I'll show you what to do. There's a place beyond where we can be free. Just you and me. We'll make it through. I will prove my love tonight. We'll beat the dangers that we'll face with all our might. Let danger come, I am ready for the fight. I'll prove myself and know that we will be alright. Let's fly, my love, we'll reach the sky above. We'll soar like eagles through the breeze. With you I'll fly so high with ease. Don't make me wait for you, I'll show you what to do. There's a place beyond where we can be free. Let's fly, my love, we'll reach the sky above. We'll soar like eagles through the breeze. With you I'll fly so high with ease. Don't make me wait for you, I'll show you what to do. There's a place beyond where we can be free. Just you and me.
Sweet giggity goodness, we captured another bay. I'm so tired. Oh, I'm so tired. I'm so glad I finished it. I'm just kissing my keyboard. Sam is done. Damien's done. We got Diana, Eric, James, and Matthew left. That's only 4. We only got 4 left. So, wait, are the bloopers out yet? Oh, bloopers, are you out yet? Damn, you're not out yet. Shit. I was really hoping the bloopers were out, but oh well. Anyway, guys, vote for who you want to see next. Please be Eric. Please be Eric. I want my baby. Eric, please. Please, please. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next route. See you later.